We're talking about the Retzlaff situation. That will be determined to come. How it affects the football team. I mean, the legal stuff is the legal stuff, and that needs to take care of itself. But this could have a significant impact on the football team, and obviously this other stuff is far more important, but we're a sports show, and we need to talk about sports. We've already handled the other stuff there, and we'll get to it more with Mitch Harper coming up in about an hour and 15, 20 minutes or so. But quarterback-wise, just for whatever reason, if Retzlaff is unable to play, what happens to BYU quarterback? Now, they got a lot of bodies there, and they got a lot of kids that can play football, and two of them have played football, right? We still got Hillstead is in the running. He didn't play last year, but so he would have been he got that redshirt then, right? He didn't play at all, right?
Yeah, he's still technically, I believe, redshirt freshman.
So he's a redshirt freshman, yeah. And he played that first year up at Utah State, and he's a high school player. Where'd he go to high school?
Skyridge.
Skyridge,
yep.
Yeah.
Springville native, though.
And a good player. I remember watching him over there with the Aggies. I know Scotty G was high on him, not a big fellow. And then they've got Bourget, who, where was he, Western Michigan?
Western Michigan.
Now, he played 2 years there?
1 year.
1 year. But, I mean, played.
He started, yeah. These both have, right. Speaking of Hillstead and Bourget, they both have Division I starts and experience.
Yeah, so that's good. And then they got, who was it? What's his name? Owl Bachmeyer?
Owl, no. What? Bear. The Bear. Bear Bachmeyer.
So Bear's the quarterback, and Tiger is the wide receiver. The receiver.
Correct. And then if you want to add the fourth name to the mix, he's going to be there for this season. He's going to want a mission after Emerson Geilman, the kid who led Bountiful to a state title this past season. So those are the four names in the room.
So you got Tiger and Bear, and they got their brother. They got this brother. He's like 6'10". They call him Giraffe.
Yes, sure. We'll go with that.
But Bear's just a freshman, right? I mean, he was in high school this very time last year, and then goes to Stanford, enrolls early, as I understand it. Did he go through spring ball?
Yes, he did. And there was some thought that he was probably going to be the number 2 coming out of spring, but then he opted to bolt.
Yeah, which if you're a freshman just right out of high school, the number 2 guy, I wouldn't think, and he wasn't, so he obviously wasn't here to play spring ball for the Cougars. Doesn't matter who you are, I traditionally don't like freshmen, first-year freshmen no less, maybe a redshirt freshman who's been in the program, probably the way things are these days, 2 spring balls and then get out on the field. 1 spring ball, even that can be rough. We saw that with Zach Wilson's younger brother, put in a tough situation, Isaac, for the Utes last year. Being generous and up and down season, to say the least. He had his moments, a few, but it was not what we wanted if you're a Ute fan and all that stuff. But the kid's a first-year freshman, so I don't care how good he is. I mean, Arch Manning's sitting for 2 years, right? Basically, and he got some playing time here and there, but he's supposed to be all that, and so he is going to be the starting quarterback for the Longhorns this year, and a lot of people think that they're going to win it all. So they have not named a number 2 guy. That was competition in the spring, expected to extend into training camp when it opens in August, and that becomes a very important position because even if Retzlaff was there all year, you'd think that the guy who was named number 2, at least minimally, would have a leg up on being the starter in the 26 season. Now with this stuff all involved, what does that mean? I wouldn't think they'd start the Bountiful kid as a freshman.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even think, unless Bachmeyer is really, really good. I mean, not just really good, but you got to put a few reallys in front of that.
He's got to be able to pass guys by in record time in training camp. And with the experience factor that both Hillstead and Bourget have, PK, if it comes to it, because you're right, we need to acknowledge that if Jake Retzlaff, we don't know what his status is.
Right.
But if he is unavailable for whatever reason.
Yeah, it needs to be talked about.
It comes down to essentially a 2-horse race, it feels like, between Bourget or Hillstead.
And that's not to say either one of them couldn't do the job.
Correct.
We don't know. We don't know, especially at quarterback position. It might be college. It's even unpredictable at the pro level, but it might be even more unpredictable in the college level because of the ranking and what we think and who knows what. I mean, who would have thought Levitt would have blown up in Tempe the way he is? And now they're talking about him being a first-round draft choice based on one season of seeing him play because he was a redshirt at Michigan State, and this year would be his third year, so he'd be eligible for the draft if he wanted to go. But who knows how that's going to play out. And we'll get to all of that. We also got to get to Utah football, Utah basketball. This time of year where it's fun to talk about. Steve Bartle, our KSL Sports Utah insider, is sitting right to my left, and I'm telling you, man, and we got cameras. So if you don't know what Bartle looks like, we got cameras here. You can go on KSL Sports. You can see his beautiful, shiny face so early in the morning, and you can look at us in addition to listen to us. So stay with us. We'll get to that next. Coming up right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.